Hello? Hello, nerds.
Hello!
I have this stuff that is kind of weird. It's like
it's
like Chex Mix, but not Chex Mix.
That's my go-to snack at work. That was great. I love Chex Mix, not
This
Chex.
is nice. It's not as harsh as Chex Mix.
No.
I feel like Chex Mix, like...
They got some pretty intense flavors.
Well, I just do the normal one.
Yeah.
But
they
it's
have some
like
good
too
ones.
salty.
Yeah, these are much nicer. They're less crazy.
Yeah, the right chips are good.
Lumberjack Tim, Paint Liquor, Arctic Mini Painting Studio, Brewlig, Mo's Magic, Bakamaru, Shavand, hello. What's up, The Punisher? How's it going? Because that's the gourmet brand.
This is the gourmet brand? Is it?
I wouldn't know.
It still comes from Costco.
Hey, you can get gourmet stuff from Costco, maybe. Said maybe. I said maybe. I'm not.
I love our
100%
interactions
sure.
because there's so much. So if you guys could be here, all day, you would know. We were just talking about it before the stream started. You would see that this interaction happens all day.
Yes, it does.
Like I walked in and I'll just kind of stare at him, and you'll just kind of stare at me.
He came in and he was talking about angels trumpeting his being here, and I went.
I said it sounded more like maybe yard gnomes trumpeting, but no, same thing.
Oh man, it's too good, too good.
The doom that came to Gotham.
The doom that which came to Gotham.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
I would assume it's a Batman thing, because Gotham. I'm gonna go with Batman.
I am very excited for today's stream, actually. I kind of didn't want to stop streaming because I was like really excited about painting these models.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday was one where I could have gone for hours.
Yeah.
I feel like. But we did not.
Nope. We were good.
I am, however, kind of ready to be done with this guy.
I mean, you're pretty close to being done.
Well, no, I have to go back and do everything we just did with the silver with the red. I'm wondering though how I want to do if I want to do the rust look. I haven't done it on any of the rest of the stuff for this army, so I don't know that is something I want to do. Done it with anything else.
I probably wouldn't.
Everything else is fresh and clean. Right?
I think it would look good. But I think you'd have to weather the armor.
Yeah, I don't want to
Because
really...
it would be weird to have the rust and not have like weathering on or chipping on the armor plating.
Yeah, I just don't know.
But it's also a bigger model, so it can take a lot more of that, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
It's a difficult.
I don't know.
Difficult equation.
It's always the problem when you add vehicles to like troops. The troops are easy.
That's true.
The vehicles, not so much.
Something with the airbrush.
That's it. Dead to me.
I'm dead to you?
Dead to me.
Oh, God.
Stealing my airbrush.
That's all. Only just the garden gnomes. Don't worry about it.
Stealing my airbrush.
Just a bunch of garden gnomes stealing your airbrush.
You're fed up with gap filling from Leviathan? It's push fit. Clip the pegs and you won't have to fill the gaps. Generally the pegs that go in the holes are too long. So you clip the pegs. Hey look, that's where my hat goes.
Do you see the... Huh?
That's where my hat goes. Do I see what?
Do you see the little wrench for the airbrush? There it is.
What's this?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, that was stuff from Dante. that should be in the garbage. Sorry, that was taking up space.
That's okay.
That was taking up visible real estate.
I mean, they can't see it.
That's true.
We're good as long as the stream can't see it. Right?
Arctic Mini Painting says, love the hair.
Thank you. It's very nice of you.
He was obviously talking about me.
Sure. Have we asked?
Yeah, because he actually wrote ag the hair.
Oh, never mind. Definitely not me. Couldn't possibly be me. Of course.
Push fit is a half measure plastic glue. What? Plastic glue anyway? I glue them all together. But
Yeah, I glue all of my push fit stuff together.
except for Yandrasta, who I painted all push fit.
Sometimes you just gotta do it. Sometimes.
Deathwalker says, clip the peg about 45 angel. I don't know what that means.
I also don't know what that means.
Anyone else have to take a knife and cut through the haze to get to their mailbox? What do you got haze for? Got stuff burning?
I mean, we also have stuff burning. Technically. We just can't see it yet.
You can't think of a fun way to paint black Arbates armor, Baka, and have it look interesting? Black is... The key to black is to use blue. Right?
You can use green, too.
Blues and jades.
Yeah.
Things like that. But blue. Something with blue in it, right? Because then you can get pretty good looking black real quick. This is just blue and black transparent mixed together over the foundation of blacks and grays, right? Obviously, I brought some of the earth color up onto the boots and such, but the so you can get a pretty good looking black, and then it's just like how contrasty do you want it to be? Like I could go back over this and darken it up with more black transparent by itself, but retain some of the blue. Same thing that I'm doing with the Death Company models, right? You get black by not really painting black. You know, these guys use the dark plum shadow, so it ties in with the rest of the army here. You've got red and black. These guys have the Payne's gray shadow, and these guys have the dark plum shadow. So they fit together pretty well. But black can be interesting. I think that blue is the easy way. Jades. Yeah, you can use just greens. You can do reds. Any kind of color can be added too, but blue is the easy mode. Blue makes black very, very interesting. And is really quick.
It's the cheat code. Because you use predominantly greens on your Dark Angels, right? When you did the black on your Dark Angels?
Yeah, on the Dark Angels,
Yeah.
It's all black-green, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's meant to be like a deep forest black-green armor, not black. So, but it kind of winds up going either way. Whatever you like.
Whatever you like.
So, hi, chat.
Hi.
How are you?
Canada wildfires. Stay safe. Please.
We have a wildfire here in Scottsdale, Arizona
You indeed.
right now. I don't think it's really a wildfire. It's 100% caused by cigarette smokers, as are all fires, I think.
Oh, except for the one in
Some of them
Oregon.
are lightning. Nature has a way of burning down woods as a natural thing.
You hear about the one in Oregon? I think it was Oregon, or it was like very southern Washington, like a year or two ago. It was caused by a gender reveal party.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
they like wrapped a thing with like a bunch of matches or something stupid.
It was a bunch of firework
And they lit it
match.
on
Yeah,
fire. Yeah.
exactly.
It was like, what on earth are you doing?
And for some reason, we still don't let Darwinism and natural selection take its toll. 'Cause I feel like
Goodness.
when it's like to play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I mean, I'm not mad at the gender reveal party part of it, but you gotta use your brain, folks. Like, how about let's not light stuff on fire in the middle of a dry summer?
Yeah.
Here in Arizona, we're very particular about that because it's always dry summer. There's no such thing as wet summer in Arizona. So you're just kind of like hoping people don't do stupid crap like that. And they always do. California's the same way. It's always like some big fire along the Interstate 5 because they threw a cigarette out their window. Burn it to the ground. We can get all the green on here for the gold. Start doing that today, maybe. Does Jason ever finish an army? I swear he paints everything to display quality. Why would you ever want to haul that around to games? What do you mean? What do you mean? This is not display quality.
No, it's not.
This is have fun, play games quality. I still don't go fast though. So. And I don't go play at like the local game store very often. Not that I wouldn't. It's not the army being painted or not that keeps me from doing it. It's the whole, we paint and play here at the office.
Yeah.
So it makes it
It's hard to
want to get out and drive 30 minutes or an hour to go play the same game. I could just call somebody up here and say, hey, you want to stay after work? And
yeah, or hey, you want to come in on a Saturday?
Yeah, you want to come in on a Saturday and play some BattleTech? Because it's like 5 minutes for all of us. Not all of us, but...
It's just hard to justify it, right?
Yeah, but even Philip, the guys and gals that live 15, 20 minutes away, they're down to come here and play.
Oh, yeah.
We have such a great environment. Drinks and snacks are free. Can't really argue. Oh, yeah. Yep, fireworks are coming in a week. So you did the transparents over a zenithal baka for the black? Yeah, basically. I hand painted it. I didn't zenithal those the normal way, but you definitely could. There's a YouTube video up called From Rough to Beautiful Blacks or something like that for how I did that particular marine. And it shows how I did the sketching for the black, white, and gray with a brush. Because it was really messy, right? To show that you could just sketch in your highlights for the metal real quick and have it look great. Because the transparents, when you put them over the top, smooth a lot of that out. I still owe somebody who was asking about wanting the video for the yellow Imperial Fist. I need to have Gabe do that. I have the video, but I need Gabe to take the time to download it and then re-upload it. It's huge. Like 6 hours. Winds up being like 15 gigabyte. And unfortunately, every time I've done it, I'm like, right before I leave the office, and I'm like, nope, turn that off. Why does Magnus have tiny details? Because GW. Do I win? Feel like that's the right answer. He has like lots of engraving on him, right? I think that's probably what you're talking about. I don't think he has a lot of doohickeys on him. I think his wings may have a little bit going on, like with the runes and stuff. So he's actually not a horrible model for the size. I think a lot of people complain because Magnus's model is almost too plain. But the engraving on the armor can be a lot, for sure. Yeah, it's that recessed engraving, embossing stuff, however you want to call it. And then, of course, bird wings. Birdman!
Yeah, he's got some weird armor going on, that's for sure.
Dreading the wings and attempt an eye for the psychic energy ball on the blade, though. That'd be cool. Librarian and Terminator armor, anyone? There's a lot of stuff on that guy. Rev says, number one, Magnus did nothing wrong, but he did. 2, it's to make you rethink your life because of Tzeentch. Also true. Or, actually, that part's true. The first part's false. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. I think I'm gonna have to go back with glazes on these guys of the plum to get it back to the darkness that I was looking for.
Oh, holy faded.
Yeah. I'm using some pretty saturated colors here. I think I just went with a too bright of a transition.
What are you using right now? Faded plum?
This is dark plum plus a little bit of purple and some dark warm flush. Like this is what it looks like in the It's interesting because it looks like it's faded plum, and then at the center of the area where the airbrush goes on, it's like way more saturated, which is interesting. So easily adjusted with a little bit of glaze and wash medium in that previous mix, I think.
Oh, see, John Patrick has it right now. Actually, Magnus did nothing wrong. Because the Emperor said don't do anything, and he screwed that up. He was told to do nothing, and he couldn't do it right.
He did nothing wrong.
There you go. So now it all makes sense to me. John Patrick has cleared it up. He definitely did nothing wrong, which is hard to do, but he managed it. Player J, you having a stroke?
Again?
Arctic says, I do not appreciate that train of thought. That's the only train that's taking tickets at this point. Magnus knows he failed. That's why he turned to chaos. They offered him love in the face of failure while his father rejected him. So if Big E did anything wrong, it was that he has zero emotion and no tolerance for ineptitude. And so Magnus needed some hugs and love after messing up. He knew he messed up. But I think the Emperor has a ton of failings. Number one, having these parentless kids have so much power, obviously a bad thing. We all know that with great power comes great responsibility. We've read that book.
You did? Yep. Many times.
And yet, irresponsible children with no true father figure, bad thing. Everybody knew it, right? Everybody that worked on the project knew it. I think that's why their mother allowed them to get thrown to the warp. Hoping they'd be rid of them. But dang it, he went and found them. And then he didn't tell any of them any of the important stuff. So to add insult to injury, give them all this power. Don't give them any training other than what they got out in the wild when they were lost. And then don't explain any of the importance of what you're working on in the background.
Yeah.
Like, show zero trust and have very high expectations. That's kind of like poop in one hand and wish in the other and see which one fills up first. I feel is what the Emperor did. And the poop hand filled up first. Who knew?
Who knew?
And then he complained about having a handful of poop. So,
that is my handful of poop.
but that does not give them a pass for being destructive idiots or sad boy Horace.
Whoa. Horace is not a sad boy.
Oh, he was.
Horace is a dead boy.
Well, he is now, but he was a very sad boy. Very emo before emo was, or he brought emo back. Horace was, I'm bringing emo back. Conrad Kurz turned out great. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's perfect. Not a problem there at all. Same with Erebus, or not Erebus. Same with Wordbearer dude, Lorgar.
Hey, he's fine.
Oh, yeah, he's fine.
Nothing wrong with that guy.
Totally fine. Corferon, great dad. Great father figure, that guy.
Learned a lot.
Here, son. Let's go chant in the woods together. But Cor, the girl I wanted to take to the dance turned me down. Don't worry about it, son. There's nothing a little naked chanting in the woods won't help. Let's go praise the power of the four. Fulgrim, also mentally stable. Completely.
Great guy.
All people I would invite to dinner.
He's great at parties.
Don't see a problem with any of this so far. Feel like class is really getting it today. I think that's one of the things, though, that makes the story work so well is because it is so well defined as a bad idea. Like, there's no part of the heresy that you look at and you say, I don't know why that didn't work. You're like, well, there's no wonder it failed. So it really does get people picking sides, which I think is a good thing. It's what gets, all the people who are wrong liking heresy.
Whoa.
And all the people who are right sticking with the Emperor through thick and thin, man. You can't just let, family doesn't just fall apart.
It does.
No, all you have to do is watch a Fast and Furious movie. It's all about family.
Which one?
I don't know. I think I've seen one.
Well, the first one is the best one.
I think that somebody tried to make me watch. Is there one called Tokyo Drift?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, somebody made me try to watch that, and I was like, no. Done.
It is the one that is least like the others. Just funny.
No, done. Yeah, I think even the franchise considers that one to be the one that shall not be named.
Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure that is the case.
I think that's before they tried to, or before they knew they were going to have such a success just telling the one story, right?
I don't even know what the story is anymore.
But anyway, the idea here is that you don't give up on family.
Like, dead people are no longer dead. What's going on? To be fair...
OnePlus says Tokyo Drift is by far the best one, though. Really? I mean, I didn't give it a chance then. So maybe I stand corrected, but I don't think so.
Hungerford in chat.
Not possible.
Do I see a Hungerford?
Not possible.
It's the Hungerford.
He doesn't exist. He's a mythological creature.
What's up, Mr. Man? How's it going?
Will Hungerford is a myth. A legend.
Hello. What up, dog? Just chilling? Being a myth? What?
Hungerford's a myth. I told you.
Oh,
See?
yeah.
Even admitted it. Live on stream. Hungerford. Confirmed myth. What's going on, man?
Good to see ya. Well, not actually seeing you, but good to be seen by you. Good to talk to you. Hi.
How you doing, Will? Want to move to Phoenix and make games? Hey, chat. That was a really like out of left field job offer. Somebody elbow Hungerford. And
Come
say,
on
hey,
in. The water's warm.
Hey,
Hey, look. If I'm surviving, it'll be fun.
if by hot you mean sexy, yes.
Also true. Very sexy here. In fact, you could say we're bringing sexy back. See you later, Arctic Mini.
See you, Arctic.
Yeah. I'm pretty cool. I'm chilling. Hey, look, and I know the perfect place for you to hang out and live.
Bakamaru, that you make a good point because as a matter of fact, the Imperial Truth is the Book of Lorgar. That's the part that has been coming out. I don't know what they're doing with it long term in the whole Indomitus Crusade story arc with Gilliman. Gilliman's the only one that knows because he's the only one that was alive then and knew the Book of Lorgar for its truth because it's been hidden away forever by the Inquisition. But when he reads the Imperial Truth, he knows that's the Book of Lorgar.
Yeah.
He has an original copy of the Book of Lorgar in his personal belongings. And that's one way that Tzeentch right now is trying to dethrone Gilliman's power because he's informed one of the historians that Gilliman has a Book of Lorgar and that he knows the truth. And yet he allows it to persist.
Hungerford, I am painting Soul Drinkers. I know they look a little bright right now, but they're going to become less bright. Through the use of transparent paints. Or maybe some dark plum. A combination of the two.
Oh, the talk sounds like an old woman trying to explain her stories to your grandson who's spending summer with her. Seems to check out. You just summed up the heresy. Mo, I don't think that's true. I think that the Zinch guy gave the Remembrancer a book from the library. That's not Gilliman's. It's locked away, I don't believe. Did Gilliman hand him his book? I don't think that's the case, right? I may not be remembering right, but...
We've been looking at it a lot. In fact, I think we spent probably an hour talking about it last night after work.
You got your first game coming up, Will? I have not played 40K in a couple years since we did the 8th edition switch. It was right when 8th was switching to 9th. So that'd be 3 years ago. Holy crap. Is that true? We did a campaign at the office at the old building.
I'm not sure what faction I'm going to be playing.
What are you playing, Hungerford? Oh, you're playing your demons. What demons?
Norgal? Pretty sure? No, Zinch.
Zinch? All demon Zinch list? Really? Crazy.
I know he has like a bunch of... Oh, all? Okay. I know he's got a bunch of Zinch.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Chaos Undivided. I don't know what they call it now, but it used to be Undivided.
Probably that.
That's what I played back in 3rd and 4th edition when we were talking about all the crazy things you could do with your Chaos Lord. Give him demonic blessings. Make him nigh unkillable. Take all the banners. Bring in all the demons. Mostly demonettes back then. This is Rending. Demonettes kill land raiders good. Or at least they used to.
Yeah, I don't know if they do the same level of killer rising now.
What's with all the books anyways? They have data slates. Well, that was part of the thing. That's the Newspeak, right? That's the 1984 influence and why books themselves are so hard to find, because they transferred everything to data slates, control what language is in it, hide all the books in the archives.
But do they actually use the term data slates? In,
40K, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I guess it makes a lot of sense, but
yeah, books very rare. Painting Necrons seems kind of boring. It does to me, too. There's some neat stuff in the new Necrons, though. But yeah. I just painted 42 Battletech miniatures, so Necrons would be boring for me.
Yeah, I don't know if Necrons is the option. There are 4 options I'm looking at right now.
Necrons just never got me worked up hobby-wise. I had to paint for White Dwarf back when I was at Games Workshop. I painted a warband because there was something they were doing in White Dwarf that was, build a warband, and I think there was some new Necron plastics or something out. I don't remember what had happened. So I did Necrons, and I took Necron Warriors used to have a thing you could give them that was basically like upgraded close combat weapons. And so I did that. I took the flayed one, the metal flayed one claws from back in the day. And I gave all my warriors flayed one claws. And then I mounted their Gauss weapons or whatever they're called. You know, their green tube guns.
Yep.
I mounted all of those on their shoulders.
Oh, that's actually cool.
Like Predator style.
Yeah, that's really
facing
cool.
the direction their head was going.
Oh,
So they all had these claws, and wherever their head was looking, the gun was pointed that way, and I shortened the green barrels. I cut them all in half.
Yeah.
So the guns were all very short on their shoulders.
Oh, that's actually such a cool idea.
I've got 1 or 2 of them left. The problem was that the Necron wrist area is so small, I had to take the round sprue, right? Because the Necrons just basically have 2 little forearm bones that go into the hand at a joint.
Yeah.
You had to cut that off at the forearm bones, and then I had to take round plastic sprue and cut it into discs.
Oh, to get like.
And then
plates?
I had to mount a disc on the end of the wrist so that the place for the hands could go, because you couldn't pin any of it.
Yeah.
So the hands would break off really easily if you weren't careful, but it worked pretty well. You haven't played 40K since our campaign? Yeah, Rancid participated in the local campaign. You played Imperial Guard, didn't you? No. You played, hang on, some sort of Space Marines, I think, right? Rancid? Ultramarines or something? Throwing an unwanted opinion out here, but you'd love seeing me paint Dark Eldar? I'm sure there's a Dark Eldar model I really like. It's not really a Dark Eldar. It's the paint engine models. I'd like to paint one of those. I don't own one. I don't remember what they're called. Right? They're like the floaty things with all the craziness. I'd like to paint one of those. That model appeals to me. Dark Eldar are always an army that has never really had anything. There's like one homunculus or whatever. There's been a couple of characters that I thought were kind of cool. I've never liked the look of them. There's like all the unnecessary spiky bits. Like spikes to the nth degree.
Yeah.
You know? Like blades. Not even spikes. They just have blades coming off of every end of their bodies.
I would paint and play that faction if it were the same, like, or similar types of like ships and stuff, but with like Dark Age style dudes.
Okay, yeah,
that would be sick.
Yep.
Make it like just
the Talos or whatever, and then there's another version of it too. There's like 2 names for it. One of them's like shooty, one of them's close combat. I like those. There's no rules that benefit you for being monotheistic for chaos, so you're running everything that makes sense. I like it, man. That's what I used to like, was the chaos soup. It seemed to be right. Oh, the Kronos and the Talos. I like those models. I would paint one of those. I always wish they would have done more with the Dark Eldar for all the flesh grafting stuff that they did. They had all the alien bodies that they would create and make and meld into these crazy things.
Yeah, why don't they have their equivalent of flayed ones?
Right. There were a bunch of metal models for that stuff a long time ago, and I thought those were sort of neat. I thought that if they took that whole thing but I think the whole slavers thing wound up being maybe not what they were going for.
Yeah.
Because they also used to have like the half naked or full naked women slaves on the skiffs that they rode around and stuff like that. So we used to order the slave models by weight. In our bits orders,
medals,
because you could use them in fantasy for all sorts of cool. You could green stuff like pelts on them and stuff, and they could be at the base of like your knights and Bretonians and stuff. So saving the damsel in distress kind of stuff. I think my Bretonian lord had one. Playing the Chaos Demons, you can't go wrong. You get all the big baddies, Bellicor, and if you like one Chaos God more, you have a starting point. And if you like one Chaos God more, you have Yeah, the only way I ever really liked Chaos Demons was running lots of them. And I did it as Chaos Space Marines, right? And you would just bring in what you needed, because you would run undivided. You had to have all the the marks, I think, in your army to be able to do it, but you could bring in, like, if you're playing somebody and you needed to bring in the Nurgle guys with all the toughness, that you could just hold a point, you do that. Or if you wanted to bring in, like I said, I found myself bringing in Demonettes a lot. Demonettes and Screamers of Tzeentch back then used to be good, because I think the Screamers had, like, a really good shooting attack and moved really fast. So I feel like I did have a lot of Screamers modeled. But I also ran Mortal Chaos for Fantasy as Tzeentch, because it turns out magic is good. And lots of magic is better. So Tzeentch. Ta-da! Alright, I need yellow green. Who dat? Oh, Jacob.
I mean, he tuned in for the right conversation.
You can come in. He's like, he turned around and left. Stage 2 of gold is green.
How's it going over there, Jacob? Yeah? You enjoying your lunch so far?
What's the thing that gets everybody excited for 10th edition? Is there anything? Just the fact that it's a new edition. Lots of people playing, lots of excitement around the game again.
Yeah, I think for me that's pretty much it.
I think with a lot of games you get bored, you know? And so breathing some life into it just kind of gets you back in the swing of things. So I know I've heard a lot of people talking like that. I like it because I think the rules have been streamlined quite a bit in a lot of cases. I think they've kind of screwed the pooch on balancing it for release, but that will happen over time. One can only hope. The points right now are kind of all over the place. Doesn't seem like there was a lot of thought thrown into that. New models, you don't even play any of those games, but the more models that come out, the better, Jake. I agree there. You made an oops, all towering meme for 10th. I think they're going to change that. They kind of have to, right? Otherwise, I think big models are just too good. I think the app is pretty good. It's basically the
while it's free,
the Sigmar app. I subscribe to Plus, so it's always free.
Oh, do you get it for free if you have Plus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad then. Because if I recall, Plus is like pretty free.
What's that?
Plus is pretty cheap, if I recall.
It's like $3.99 a month or $5.99 a month or something. I don't remember.
That's super cheap.
And the content on Plus has been okay. I don't know that if I didn't get the app for Sigmar, because that's really why I got it. I got a model, right? And the model would be $35 or more. So I feel like, you know, the model pretty much pays the subscription back.
I think that's the idea.
Because I want to say it's like, I don't remember how much it is. Is it like $60 a year if you do it annually? I don't remember. I feel like the app, and the model you get seem like a good deal. And the content has not been bad. The Blood Angels content was pretty good. The Hammer and Bolter stuff, I think it's called, has been pretty good. The Interrogator series was pretty good.
Phoenix, this is a mix of purple transparent, a touch of dark plum, and a bunch of glaze and wash medium with water to glaze over the brighter highlights to bring it back down to the right color. Because it was too bright.
Losing Louise from Masterclass was rough, though. Right now it's really tough, right? Don't tell Jordan this, but having staff painters for companies is a tough thing because all these people are realizing that, you know, they can make a ton of money in the world of Patreon, or at least they think they can, once they build a big following. That's a tough conversation to have, right? Because I know that on the one side, a lot of people are like, you know, GW doesn't pay them enough, so they should go be able to do whatever they want. I'm like, yeah, but the only reason that their Patreon makes a lot of money is because they became known through GW. So they use that platform. So that's a very difficult conversation because I love all those people. You know, but you wouldn't know who any of them are without GW in a lot of cases. Because GW has never really, I mean, in some cases they've hired people that were big in the community, but less often than not. So that becomes a tough one.
You do right by me. I'm happy to be here.
Dude, I'm happy to have you. Yeah, I mean, we when we made that decision, we didn't even have a fear of it. You know, it's like, hey, we want to bring good people in. We want to have good content. You know, we don't think in terms of what would you do. You know, run off and do your own thing, man. We just want to make it a good thing to be here.
I like working too collaboratively too much. So this is the perfect kind of thing for me anyways.
Yeah, Louise started her own. I'm not going to remember what it's called right now, but she has her own like Patreon and brand now, which is really awesome. App is surprisingly good. It's just the Warhammer Age of Sigmar app tuned to 40K. It works exactly the same. It's really nice. The Age of Sigmar app has been good for a while.
Yeah.
What's that?
I can't find.
I don't think any of the apps have that, do they?
The AOS one does.
AOS tells you what
Really?
base size the models come on?
Yeah, if you go to the references.
Oh.
Say,
And 40K doesn't?
yeah, if it does, I can't find it.
I never look for that, so I
Does
don't
anybody know where base sizes is in the 40K app?
It may not have it. Yeah, it may be an oversight on their part, or maybe they decided they didn't need it. You can just go online.
All right, time for the brushwork.
Got to look at it as paying your dues in the business, like doing crappy commercials to work your way up as an actor or interning for a lawyer to build your client base. Yeah, painting phase is where Peachy went. Yep. Rogue Hobbies. Wad. Yeah, thanks. Oh, AOS has that in the app because they changed a bunch of base sizes a year or so ago, and the app just now caught up. That makes sense.
Jacob's come checking out what we're working on.
40K not really like that.
How's it
40K
going?
kind of does its.
On my soul drinkers.
Be drinking those souls.
They be drinking souls. They're big on the soul drinking train. They're big on the soul drink.
I don't think they actually drink souls.
Talk
I
an
know.
awful lot about it.
Yeah, I know. Just ruined it for Jacob. Like, that's it. I'm out. This game sucks. Want to say how much you appreciate the help with what we talked about the other day. They're supposed to contact you soon to help out. Awesome, Jake. Anything we can ever do, right? We're big supporters of the community and events that go on in the community. With our retailers, we just have to be careful that we're supporting them as much as possible. You know, back before we were in retail, we were really excited to be able to send paint to any store doing anything, you know, or anybody doing anything. Now it kind of changes as you have retailers, because we have to be very careful to make sure that if we have a retailer in an area of the world and somebody's wanting to do a painting event, we have to be careful and not support like competition that doesn't sell our paint. So that's the only thing that's changed, though. I love that the community is so active. We have such a great, and I know it happens in lots of industries, trust me, you know, from power sports and just fishing and anything, you know, community members will help drive events and education in their areas to get more people interested. It benefits everybody involved in a thing if more people get excited about that same thing. Usually. I guess there's some caveats there, but need a store in the Pacific Northwest with Monument? We have some.
We have a store in the Pacific Northwest, like Washington area?
Well, I mean, you know, Pacific Northwest is more than just Washington.
That's true.
I think we have Oregon. Washington, I'm not the person to ask. Phil or Christian or Jen may be on here and able to help. They're the wholesale team. They know that stuff. But you can look on the store locator too and see what might be closer.
I was just got my stuff from Jason. I'd see you at shows and I'd buy stuff.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, it is. I never thought about it.
Nothing in Washington. I thought we had, but I do remember that the Seattle area is very difficult to get in the stores. A lot of them are smaller.
Yeah, it was one of the things that I noticed when I came here, actually, was how much bigger the game stores are here. And we have large game stores in Washington, but they're fewer and far between. And there's like one really, really big one. And they have 2 locations.
Go kick them in the shins. Tell them they need Pro Acryl. They may have contacted us, so so our ability to keep up with the demand of people contacting wanting to carry our stuff has floundered at times. Let's just say it like that. We have a team now that is doing a spectacular job of keeping on track with contacting stores. We have a new batch of retail display racks, our store racks, coming in a couple weeks, maybe next week, depends on if they get the shipping notice out this week. And we'll be setting up a bunch more stores. I know the guys have got, I think 20 or 30 stores in US on the hook to go as soon as those racks get here. Over the next few weeks, we'll see a lot of progress on that during July, August. Maybe a store near you is already on there and ready to get set up. If not, though, you can always tell them contact support@monumenthobbies.com, and we will get them the fastest selling paint on the market. If they like making money, we can help them. Funny because in the past, and even recently, we'll get stores that are like, hey, I got a lot of customers asking for your stuff. Why should I bring it in? That's how they'll contact us. I'm like, well, here, let me go through the deal. Come watch our stream. Come join us on our Discord. See the community. See the reaction to the paints. Some stores, where there's a painter as part of the ownership group or manager group or something, they'll ask for some of the paints. Send them some paints. Let them check them out. And inevitably they come back and they go, oh, yeah, we get it.
We're in. Let's do it.
Do we have day glow paint, says Phoenix? Sure. Everything's day glow paint if you squint hard enough. Oh God, Phoenix. Let that take 30 more years. What's going on, Wad? Wad's welcoming Gosu. So hello, Gosu.
Hello, Gosu. What's up? We ever gonna do fluid
Punisher,
paints?
right? That's where our mind goes all the time. It's like, well, if your customers are asking you for it, I think that kind of explains why you should bring it in. But they have customers ask for stuff all the time. So, every time a new game hits and the fad is out, they'll be like, you got to bring this in. You got to spend $1 million and get all the miniatures and all the things and all the support, and then the game dies. Those stores are very reluctant to just, there has to be a better reason than your customers like it, because your customers may buy it once and then it's done. Paint's a little bit different, right? Because you're going to need it again. But a lot of places have been stung here recently because paints are very hard to get from overseas. So if they commit to having a line in and buy it and sell it, are they going to be able to get it next month? And so, we tell all of our retailers that we don't just set people up willy-nilly. Like, you call, we check it out, we vet them, we make sure the store's a fit, make sure we're a fit for them. And then we tell them, hey, our production can't keep up with demand right now, so you're going to have to wait a month or so until we get stuff dialed in and blah, blah, blah. Because we're constantly adjusting production amounts here so we can make more paint. And we won't bring on retailers if we can't fulfill their orders, basically. And most people are very appreciative of that. Some people are, admittedly and recognizably so, they're kind of bummed because they want the paint quicker, but...
He's coating all of this
Hypercolor
darn
paints win? What?
gold.
The hell are you talking about? I'm making stuff up.
And a base coat of Old Power Red and...
All of our paints are hypercolored, I
real
guess.
nice
I
dark
don't even know what that means.
red color.
Fluorescent paints we're working on. We'll have a set of 6 fluorescent colors at some point. I do not have a guaranteed street date, don't ask. As soon as the next Signature Series releases, that's one of the big things on my chopping block of having to get through and work on, as well as the next core set of Pro Acryl paints. That'll be the next thing that drops, I think. I don't think we'll do Signature Series 3 before. I think I've gone back to thinking we'll do Signature Series 2, then another core set, then Signature Series 3 at the beginning of the year, maybe. Something like that. Send you some testers of fluorescent for your Necrons. How would you describe the difference between transparent and fluorescent? So fluorescent paints are a totally different formulation and pigment. There are fluorescent pigments. And technically they are the basis for glow-in-the-dark paints. We are not making ours glow-in-the-dark paints because there's another additive you have to do for that. And glow-in-the-dark paints are not light fast and fade over time badly. All fluorescents risk that, so I don't think that's something people think about. But the way we use them mainly on our models is for like OSL glow and things like that, not as the core color, right? I don't think very many people paint with fluorescents as the, hey, look at my Dreadnought is fluorescent pink. If you do, you're not going to be happy after a year or so because fluorescent paints, by the nature of the pigment, desaturate over time. They lose that blast of color. But as punch colors for OSL and stuff, they work great. So how are they different from transparents? The transparents can give you the same effect, but you have to paint white first, right? And so it's always a struggle to do the OSL. That's why we came out with transparent white, right? Using a zinc pigment instead. And so you get the transparent white down. That doesn't kill your body colors, like your base colors for something, the torch and lighting up the armor. It doesn't strip all the color out of the armor like just spraying titanium white would. So you do transparent white, and then you put the transparent color over the top of that, and you get a big burst of vibrancy, and it works really, really well. But the two-step process bums people out. They'd like to have that all in one. And fluorescents can do that because they have a little bit more opacity and are very, very vibrant colors, very punchy, bright colors that aren't desaturated, right? The opacity doesn't come from the white, it comes from the pigment itself. But we'll only be making 6 colors. That's it. Nothing else. There's only like really 5 colors that work really well as fluorescents. We're going to do 6. The one is not... Blue's not really great, but... The color's great. Our paint is great. It doesn't act the same as the other fluorescent, so it's hard to call it a fluorescent paint. When does the zero-step paint come out? When you pay Baby J and I $1 million a year, and we just paint everything. Maybe we should charge more, because I don't think we're ever going to be able to do that, actually. Do not be showing him memeing. Are you memeing? Are you memeing? Go sit on the comfy chair.
It's a cat meme.
Go sit on the comfy chair and stop showing him cat videos. Yes, go. Okay, go back to work then. What are you doing in here anyway?
I can sit.
He's like, please let me sit on the chair.
I think yellow ochre next, right? I don't even remember how I did these guys. Yeah, yellow ochre. Yellow ochre.
Yellow ochre.
Yeah, and I don't have a timeline on the fluorescents, like I said. Somewhere in the neighborhood of beginning of the year would be great. I don't know if we'll hit that. We have a lot going on between now and then. I mean, we have a we have a paint release coming out in 4 weeks.
Yep.
It's hard to think about, like, oh, and then what happens after that? But we have to, right? We're already planning for what happens after the next paint release. We've got the new display rack editions for stores because we will have more paints than can fit on the rack. So we have that all timed at the same time. It's crazy. All the stuff we're having to do.
But it's awesome. It's all good stuff.
Oh, yeah. By far. 100%.
Which is why I'm so excited about it.
It's funny to think, right? All the people that are here in chat that remember, right? We were like, oh, no, we'll never have more than 96 colors. Why would we do that?
Hey, look.
The other day we were talking, we were like,
96
we're going to have like 224 colors. So, and people are like, what? Like people are in the office, like Jen.
Yep.
Jen's like, what?
What?
But we have to be careful because as a company, you can make a lot of paint, but you can't make that much paint. It's easy to create colors, hard to create paint. That's the way I should say that.
Building up this brightness on this non-metallic metal. A little bit of burnt orange mixed into the previous mix of black and red. Going for a totally different gold than what Jason's doing over there. Our golds are going to look so different. It's wild. Very, very warm versus very cold. I don't think I've painted a gold this warm.
What are you using as base?
So the base is coal black and bold power red to make like a really, really, really dark, like brownish black, and then I'm adding a little bit of burnt red or burnt orange to it.
Should I hand you mahogany?
Yeah, but I can get a little bit more of a black with when I mix the two together than mahogany.
Should I hand you mahogany?
But it is mahogany.
Chat, did he just diss mahogany
No.
in favor of mixing?
Nothing wrong with mahogany. You can use mahogany. It's great.
Ghosty says, come on now, baby J. Player Jet's like, what? The old heads will know. We used to have in the background of the stream a growler of mahogany.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Up on a shelf.
That's funny.
It is in the OG times, right? It was the one color that I was like, yep, I'm stealing this color because I used it so much.
Mahogany.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a color I used. It's like my dark purple now. Dark purple is kind of taking the place of mahogany for my shadow base. But mahogany is still up there whenever I do like blues and things like that.
Yeah, I use the bold power red and coal black instead of mahogany to get something that's a little bit more red. That's the only reason why I didn't use mahogany.
Mahogany dice, jade dice, and black dice were the first run of dice. We've thought about making more dice. We have a way to do them in matte finishes where the matte finish doesn't rub off now.
Oh, that's cool.
So we've thought about doing more dice. Dice were never a big seller for us. So we've kind of put it on the back burner until our first games hit. The problem is, we don't make dice games.
yeah, those games don't have dice.
So there's a thing going on here. So we gotta think long and hard about this. But yeah, as gaming accessories, when we start launching the games and there's a bigger gaming presence on the website and people start to look at us for gaming accessories and things like that, then I think you'll see the dice make a comeback. I just haven't wanted to spend the effort and time to get all that going again until we
Especially when you have so much stuff going on.
our marketing along that way. Yeah, people just, it turns out people come here and buy paint and brushes. They're not really looking for dice and gaming aids.
What on earth was that?
Got some biddies.
Was that
Twitch
Biddy?
Summerlin, what's going on?
Oh, what's up, Twitch Summerlin?
Player J's got jade dice. You missed out on the mahogany, man.
I like the jade dice. I am a fan of the jade dice. This burnt orange on now by itself. You still working on your gold over there?
Jake the Baron, what makes our brush soap better? Oh, you're asking Jen directly.
Our brush soap is amazing.
Let's just put it this way. We called and talked to the people that make Masters brush soap. We said we were interested in working with them more. And would they be interested in changing or making another formula that worked better for certain brushes and for the types of painting that we do? Because they don't make their soap for what we do. And conditioning and all that stuff. And they had no interest and actually told us in an email that what we did was not what they would consider to be art. And so Jen and I took a lot of offense to that statement. So we said, screw it, we'll do it ourselves. So we made it. Everything else out there, and I'm gonna clip this. Everything out there is just they wish they could make soap as good as ours.
Our soap is so much better than everything I've ever used. It's insane.
Yeah, anybody else that's making a soap is just...
And I'm not actually joking or exaggerating. Like, it is just better than everything I have ever used.
We've had a lot of people that have found us because they're like, hey, I got this Gin-tastic's drunken brush goop. I had no idea you made paint.
Yep.
Like, oh, check it out.
Yeah, we make all the things.
Yeah, it really is life-changing. I mean, as artists and as people that, know what our expectations are with regard to the way we do art for miniature, the way we use paints that are very thin, the way thin paints work, the way acrylic paint works, we kind of have the right, perfect storm. And Jen really created a task for herself to go out and make the best brush soap. And she nailed it.
Thank you, Jen.
Still made by hand here in this very building.
Yep. True.
For the first time ever by more hands than just Jen's. Up until here just recently, Jen's were the only hands that touched it before it went in a box to get mailed to you. We finally talked her off the ledge, and she trained some of the team to do some of the production. Yeah, the Law Dog, you're hitting on part of what makes it so great is that it really does just now, depending on how garbaged your brush is, right? If you're like me and you don't clean your brushes often enough, then you'll be at a spot where you may have to clean it, once, twice, three times to get to that comfortable spot where you feel like you've gotten all the paint out of the ferrule. But
at least you can get the paint.
oh yeah, but you can just keep using it. It gets rid of it.
Yeah, because a lot of the other stuff that I've used in the past, like it'll get paint that's like not quite completely cured, but the minute that stuff is like cured, it's stuck in there forever. And
it's just not built for
yeah
that type of maintenance. When you got to remember, the art world at large doesn't care about its brushes near as much as we do.
Yes.
It causes all sorts of problems. We've talked about this ad nauseum on this stream, that the difference between how we use brushes in miniature painting causes issues. And then the lack of knowledge of just standard brush functionality and all of that causes issues. Is there a way to get paint on the ferrule? Yep. Yep. Use our soap.
Yeah, use our soap. That is the way to do it.
Yep. If we have time after I get done with this, I'll clean a brush and show you. Trust me, I have plenty that have tons of paint buried in the ferrule. Turns out, no way to keep it from doing that if you're painting thin, which is what we do when we paint three-dimensional objects. When you're painting a canvas, you're not worried about thinness of paint unless you're a watercolor painter or doing a specific glazing style technique over other colors. Use gouache, something like that. Generally, you're not as worried about it as a 2D painter. For us, that's just part of what we do. We paint with thin paints. And liquid acrylic is thin no matter what you do with it. Even if you're like, but I don't thin my paints. It's like, all right, your paint came thin is the thing in the grand scheme of paint. Liquid acrylics are already much thinner than anything else you're going to find out there painting with other than watercolor. Inks. We use a lot of techniques that are very harsh on brushes. Also, the way we paint. A lot of people like to just use the tip of their brush. So all the rest of that paint that's on your brush is drying in the ferrule because you're not putting a lot of pressure on the brush. So it's just a lot of what we do as miniature painters that exacerbates the problem. I love using that word. Exacerbate. Guys, you think they should play a game and stream with completed armies? Us?
You can do that right now. Well, not right this second, but like we could do a game of Adeptus Titanicus. I got a whole painted army of them. I actually would love to play a game of Titanicus. I haven't played in a while. That game is super fun.
Super fun. The Leviathan box? I don't think the points match, do they?
We could do the combat patrol, but that would require us to paint a lot of.
Yeah, I don't plan to use all the Leviathan models, so that doesn't intrigue me at all.
And the one that you're painting right now is not technically part of the combat patrol.
Yeah, they take the big ones out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we have a game table right here in the studio. It's just to the left of Jordan, or off to your right as you're watching the stream.
Yep. It is due 5 feet that direction.
A couple arm reaches away from him. We will be lighting and cameraing it up for future needs as we start to introduce you to the games we're making. There will be probably another set of streams where we do that stuff. We shall see.
So what color are you using for the base on that gold?
It's dark yellow green, and yellow ochre so far.
Nice.
Think that's what I did on the rest of them? I never know. Every model turns out a little different because I'm an idiot.
Remember, he's a pretty one.
Yeah. Jordan's a smart one. I'm just here to be pretty. I don't remember what I did yesterday. What's my name?
Chat, come up with a cool name.
I mean, I'm going to know if you tell me something and I'm like, I don't think that's right.
Name's Clive.
Clive?
Yeah.
Clive's not a bad name.
I didn't. Yeah, the point wasn't to give you a bad name. You asked what your name was, and I came up with one. Or rather, it was in my brain because I've been playing a game with the main character that has Clive. This is his name for a while.
Mud. My name is Mud.
Your name is Mud? What?
That's a song reference. Leviathan's ready to play. I don't think it is. I think if you add the points up, they don't match. I think the Tyranids are understaffed.
Understaffed.
Points wise with all the war gear? Well, war gear doesn't cost, but I could be wrong. I did not think they balanced the points in that box. Or maybe it's just that the data cards are so out of whack. I mean, the Marines have an Infernus squad and Terminators. And I think in the Terminator, or in the Tyranid side of that box, there is no unit that can kill those Terminators. Once you get rid of the Screamer Killer, I'm pretty sure there's nothing in the box that can even wound the Terminators before they die.
That even has Rend in the...
There's some Strength 5 guns, as we talked about last night, but... none of them with Rend.
Seems like a particularly unbalanced box to me.
It's those growing pains, right? It's that.
Yeah.
It's that. Yeah, maybe we need to readjust points. It seems like the points might be bad. All right, pale yellow. Little 2,000 points of Infernus Marines.
Oh my gosh. That sounds awful.
I'm going to Overwatch twice a turn with 10d6 insta-hit Strength 5 Rend -1 shots. Watch me hold this point all day long. I think it's a Captain America meme. I can do this all day long.
Wait, do they have Rend? I don't think they have Rend.
Yeah, Strength 5 Rend -1.
What the
1 damage. I'm pretty sure. Their flamers are ultra flamers.
Must have missed the Rend on their profile because I remember looking at them last
Might
night.
not be. Might just be 1 damage.
I mean, it's still ridiculous. Losing the Rend does not make them any worse.
Getting to that time where I'm getting too bright. And I need to probably amp the contrast up just a bit. There we go. That's more like it. This is your fake shocked face, says Mo. Wait a minute. They released a new box set with Space Marines where the Space Marines didn't outclass? Or where the Space Marines outclassed the other force?
Yeah.
No.
What a surprise.
I mean, Space Marines print money at GW, so
true.
Can't blame them.
Shoulder pad number 1's looking pretty good. Gotta get the other one to look good. Just. Punch this yellow a little bit here. Man, am I loving the warm yellow.
You tried watching The Idol? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
The Idol? What's the Idol? I'm not familiar
Of
with
what
this.
do you speak, Mo? show on HBO by the Euphoria guy. I don't know what Euphoria is either, so.
It's I haven't watched it, but from what I understand, it's like a high school show about drugs and bad relationships.
Oh.
Or maybe college. I think it's high school, though. Is supposedly good and also very, like, intense. Is what I remember people talking about it when it first came out.
Does not seem like a show I'd go hunting for. I would have to be...
Probably not.
I would have to have somebody tell me, oh, you know what you need to do is watch this.
Yeah. Turns out there are other shows that I would say you probably need to do earlier than that. Like For All Mankind.
Yeah.
And The Silo. Which I might actually watch some of tonight. And you said it's a pretty long book series?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, but you said it's like a trilogy, the books are just very long?
Yeah, it's Wool is the first one.
Okay. Wool? Like
Yeah.
like wool clothing?
Because of the little wool pad they have to clean the lens with.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
Called Wool.
They didn't make they didn't specify that they were using wool to clean it.
Oh.
I never would have connected that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called Wool specifically because they give you a little wool pad, they put you in the thing, you go out there, everybody will watch you get euphoric,
Yep.
and then march off and die.
Yep.
After you clean the lens. Because you
Yes.
get outside, it'd be all euphoric, you get all excited, it would make you want, because the big question at the beginning was, why would I want to clean the lens?
Yes.
If you're sending me to my death, why do I want to clean the lens? And it's because when you get out there, you're like, oh, this place is beautiful, I have to clean the lens so everybody knows.
Yep.
And so they clean the lens, and then they die. They talk about how you notice that when you first look out across the vista, because it's up in the top level, right? There's I think it's a cafeteria. Is it the cafeteria that has all the screens where you look out the lens?
Yep. Yep.
And it's been a long time since I read Wool.
But it's actually really cool because you're talking about these things, and these are exactly moments that I remember from.
Yeah, right.
So you might really like the show.
Oh, so I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's and it's crazy to
really
think
cool.
about when they put it into that perspective, right? Because it's such a dystopian 1984 kind of a thing. Because then it starts getting into the deeper levels of the silo and the secrets that are held, and why is this happening? And oh my God, what's really going on? And yeah, so it's pretty crazy. It's called Silo Phoenix, but it's based off. It's the Silo trilogy, which is books.
Let's see here. Bakamaru is asking for both of us to go over what colors we are using for our non-metallic metal golds.
Easy peasy.
Yep.
Mine, for our wonderful
I'm gonna simplify mine.
Angels of Death here, is zoom out a little bit so all this can fit in frame here. I'm not done with the gold on him, obviously. Even the breastplate doesn't have the brightest color on there. Dark yellow green as a base, followed by yellow green, followed by yellow ochre, right? Followed by pale yellow, and then eventually warm yellow, which you'll be able to buy soon, but not yet.
I am
Or
currently
I'm sorry,
using
warm white.
3 colors.
Let's see if I can. That's mine.
I was using pyro red and black, but you will get something very similar with mahogany as just a one coat without any mixing.
Oh, but he's using upside down burnt orange.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, you can't buy upside down burnt orange, but from what I hear
Really
from the guys
sorry,
in the
Chad.
back, our standard burnt orange with the right side up label is very similar. You will get an excellent result with that.
I'm really sorry, Chad. We normally try to actually paint with colors that you can have or might have soon, but upside down colors are unobtainium.
Unobtainable. and then warm yellow, and then from here, I'm probably just going to go to pale yellow, and then maybe a touch of white on the very, 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 very much like pinpoint highlights, and then that's it.
There you have it.
That's it. And then it's just placement to get those kind of really crazy bits of shine, right?
Yeah.
is what it's all about.
I go on these kicks where I love gold with warm undertones, like what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, oranges and things. It looks fantastic. And then right now I've been on a kick for a long time on the green. Now, granted, it's because I'm painting models like the Death Knight and a whole army that's using the same gold. But yeah, I love it.
I have always been in love with this tone of gold. This like really rich, deep, kind of dark still, but has this like
it's like
brilliance to it.
It's like oiled, right? It has like a really cool warmth.
Yeah,
like it's rubbed with oil, which I think fits Space Marines perfectly.
Oh yeah, because it feels almost ceremonial, right?
Lion Creative says the guy with the warm white written label. Okay, so warm white.
That's a good point.
No, it's not a good point because warm white will be available in under a month, right? Well,
I mean, it was a good point.
A little over a month, and but it will be available. His paint will never be available. I'm just going to tell you that way, right? There is a difference here, my friend. Oh, but not the written label. Well, no, that's not how it works. So you're saying that written label paints are different? I don't know that we've experienced that here internally yet. Our testing has proven that upside down label paints are way better.
My goodness.
Riot starts. Everybody's like, well, then damn it,
here.
print the labels upside down. I think it's funny. I don't think we can. I don't know. Could we turn the I don't even know that the label machine will allow you to do that. I don't think it will. It won't. Because in order to make upside down labels,
because it has to roll out.
It has to roll. It has to spool the wrong way off of the spool for the labeling machine. So we can't even do that now.
We'd have to label them by hand, and that sounds not something we want to do.
No, not happening. We could make like a custom run of upside down paint.
That would be hilarious.
Jen would love it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, she wouldn't. She'd be like the person that's like, you just diluted the value of my entire collection of upside down paints.
Yeah, she'd probably be upset.
Damn it, all my good ideas go to hell. You just posted up your June challenge. Awesome!
Nice.
Go see, that's incredible. Thank you. Glad you participated. Hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to seeing your stuff. Think Baby J's going to announce today?
Yeah, I'm going to go do it after stream.
He's going to announce today, assuming the rest of the day doesn't derail, the review date for June's challenge. You still got a couple of days, obviously, to get your June challenge stuff finished.
Yep.
And he will be revealing what the July challenge is later today.
Yep. That information will all go up on the Discord in such fashion as it usually does. So make sure to check that out and look for those specifics. But we have all the information ready to go. We just need to post it, which I will be doing shortly. Once I'm done having fun painting this gold non-metallic metal, which is probably, I'm going to say this, I think it might be my most fun thing that I paint. Like, I enjoy painting this color of gold more than I think I enjoy painting it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really, really love it. There's something that's like weirdly relaxing about it.
I like it.
Weird, quirky thing with Jordan Tuesday.
Nothing is worth an irritated Jen. Yeah. There's no more truth in the universe than that statement right there.
Yeah, I think we should definitely avoid trying to piss Jen off.
The other day was
That's a good
funny.
call.
I think it was, what was it? Was it Friday? When did I we were talking about you going off and reading the book Malazan with paint liquor.
Oh yeah.
And I was talking about how you're a two-time floozy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was Friday.
And I was talking about Jordan being a two-time floozy because he was going off with paint liquor to read Malazan, and he promised he'd read Malazan with me, right? So I was making the whole joke about jilted lover.
Bear in mind, he didn't like the book.
That kind of stuff. And Jen's standing there going, I think he could probably read it with both Jordan and paint liquor, or with you and paint liquor, and it'd be okay. And I looked right at her and I go, I'm going on a date tonight.
I remember this.
And it just went
She was just like,
right over her
"Excuse
head.
me?"
It went whoop, right over her head, and she got angry. And she's like, "What does that have to do with anything? I don't understand what you're talking about." And I was like, "Well, because you can't do the thing with the two P." I was lost. I was doomed. There was no digging out of that hole.
No, no, there was not.
The whole point of my thing was not as. It was more funny in my head. When I told her though, and I explained it to her, she laughed.
On the date.
When I told it to her and I explained it to her, she goes, "Oh, I didn't even think of that." She was hung up on the date. I had a date with Ruben. I did have a date with Ruben to whoop his ass at BattleTech.
Yep.
It was a fun game though.
For you.
Yeah, probably more so for me. That is probably right. I always forget. No, he came back and said that was a great game though. So, but I did kind of trounce him.
I actually still need to play my game.
I do too.
We're gonna go into the
Not bad for
pale
quick
yellow
gold.
stage. No, it's great.
I think it's the same recipe.
It looks very similar to
I always
me.
have to bring it up and be like, are these things the same? They look the same. Okay.
Well, you
they're
haven't
the
done the like final highlights on it, which
No,
makes it a little
that's
too
the thing. Is
saturated.
it the final brightness kicks it into overdrive? Paint night was really fun.
It was fun.
Jordan and I did not paint because, of course, we were
You're just streaming.
we had been on the stream,
Yeah.
but we went out there and it was really awesome. I have to say this, and I hope this doesn't like get any of the staff nervous to have me around when that's going on, but I really enjoyed watching everybody with their under their lamps building and painting. It showed how much of a unifying force our hobby can be, because people that don't normally get excited about it were really excited about it. I think Maddie was excited. I know that Shelby was excited.
Yep.
She kept talking about her model. During our move, I had found some boxes of miniatures, so I brought them up here. So they all had the ability to dig through this box and find miniatures they were interested in. So it was fun to watch. Jen posted a story to our timeline on Instagram, I think, yesterday. Christian and his girlfriend were here building the Leviathan box set stuff. Christian's got his girlfriend playing Tyranids, I do believe, and he's building Blood Angels. So.
I don't know. Some part of me may just want to do Soul Drinkers and do vanilla Space Marines after this.
I mean, you get to use the Imperial Fist rules, right? I don't think do we? Yeah, we have Imperial Fist rules.
I think we do. I don't know if they're any good, but that doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, Marines are just plain good, so
Yeah.
I don't think it would be a bad idea.
I think it would look real sharp on the table. Time for the pale yellow, folks.
Copycat.
Hey.
Oh, wait. Is pale yellow just one of the best tints?
Yeah, I was about to say, turns out it's a pretty darn good color.
Is pale yellow just happen to be the best highlight color for gold?
It's pretty darn good. It's pretty darn good. I'm mixing mine in with a little bit of warm yellow. But you still get this really nice, beautiful, bright yellow color. This stage is so cool too, because it really takes it from, you know, having that shine before to really giving that crazy reflection.
Yeah. It's that punch that turns it into metal.
Yeah. And putting the little dings and stuff, you can see I'm kind of putting these little hash marks and little chips in there, is to define a little bit more of that shape while still having really nice points of reflection, because those chips and dings in the metal will reflect light just like those shiny spots will.
Gives it so much good depth.
Yeah. Baby J, throw anyone under the bus? No, I think I've been behaving myself today. I can tell you for sure I have not thrown you under the bus, Mo.
Hey, Mo, he's lying.
No, not lying. I'm not lying. He's lying. He's
lying,
the
Mo.
liar here.
He's lying, Mo. There we go. I am the president of the Lying Liar Who Lies Club. You know this. You've known this for like 7 years. It's been a thing. I've never hidden it. Well, I mean, if not talking about it is technically hiding it, then maybe, but
I think so.
no.
I think so.
Is leaving stuff out?
Oh, yes.
Oh, is that technically lying?
Yep.
But I did it to protect you, Baby J.
No, what are you're throwing me under the bus for
do
things
it-
I didn't even
I
do.
it to protect your feelings.
Wow. Nice try.
I've learned well. Everything I do, always for you, Baby J. Not buying it?
No.
Not buying it, and I need to sell it
Cannot
harder?
say that I am.
Everything I do, always for you.
Cannot say that I am.
I'm hurt, Baby J.
Me too.
I'm hurt.
Me too. Painful being thrown under the bus like this.
Well, that's fitting. I mean, I'm the one out here pouring my heart out. It's fitting that you're trying to be hurt too.
Wait, you got a heart?
It's not always about you.
What?
See how I turned that around?
I thought you were just a dark, monstrous hole of...
I'm the one with a heart.
Oh.
I'm pretty and I have a heart.
I'm pretty and I have a heart.
You're smart and soulless.
Wow! What the heck? Oh, man.
We determined that a long time ago.
Okay. When did this get determined? I don't remember.
During the
being there
whole
for that.
heresy conversation, you said soulless, Baby J, and I said, what? I argued with you. Chat will back me up on this one. I was the one that was like, I don't see that in you. And you were like, well, something about there's a darker side to Baby J.
I don't recall this.
He's lying, Chad.
Par for the course. We're all liars here. How do we get anything done?
How do we get anything done?
Yeah. Keep on lying to one another. How do we get anything done?
Maybe we don't. Maybe we just think it's done, but we've been lied to.
By whom?
All the people.
Okay. Who are the people?
Maybe he should play Necrons. It's one of the armies he said he wanted to.
It is.
I don't think he's going to go with them, though.
So, okay. The 4 options as they currently stand are Chaos Space Marines. You get a lot more of this cold gold, this cool gold trim.
Because soulless. See?
Soulless.
Told you.
Sure. Yep. We going with that one. Second option, Gene Stealer Colts. Pretty cool. I think the models are fantastic. Your mileage may vary.
No, I like the models. They just don't have enough. That was been my only problem. I like the
enough.
models, like the Aberrants and stuff like that. I think are great. They just don't have enough models in the army. Because it's
they've got a pretty good diversity.
Nah, they literally have one vehicle.
They have 2 vehicles, technically.
The big truck, and then they got rid of the buggy, right? I don't think it exists anymore.
The
right?
Adeline still exists, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
That'd be a pretty large model.
They just don't have enough models. They literally don't have enough models. They have like the Acolytes or whatever it is, and then the
Neophytes, the Acolytes. They have
Abominants
the
or whatever it is, Yeah, it's just not enough. I like them. I like painting the one that we did. I don't know where he is, somewhere around here. But because I was thinking about doing those for, forget if it was a campaign or if I was doing them for I think I was trying to get them to make a kill team list. Because when playing small games, they have a great look to them. They're one of those that because they don't have enough model variants, when you do a big army, it gets too samey.
Interesting.
Kit bash 'em, Baby J, says Paint Liquor.
Kit bash 'em? I mean, I guess I could just make Gene Stealer Cult Imperial Guard, which is number 3, by the way.
Yeah.
Is Astra Militarum. Because I think those models are sweet. And then the 4th option, obviously, is Necrons. Oh, I'm sorry, there are 5.
Yeah, you said 5.
There are 5.
You added Eldar. Bikes.
Bike, Eldar, Sam Han. Specifically, only Sam Han. We're not doing any of this stupid, overpowered bullcrap. We're not doing it. But we could do bike army. And you said we even have bikes around here, right?
I have a lot. I don't have shining spears is the problem.
That's fine. I would need the regular ones too.
Or if I do, they're the old ones.
Those are probably still fine.
Yeah, there's a whole... I think he was going to do whatever the yellow and blue guys are.
Oh, I don't remember which one that is. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to play that kind of way, especially against all of these people here. This is not a fun way to play the game. But playing, like, cool themed bike Eldar list sounds cool.
See, that is kind of like my wheelhouse, being able to just do fun, otherwise janky lists, but you want them to have an opportunity to win,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so in a perfect world, all things considered, for me, it's the ability to get creative with list building and not be locked into some specific meta thing.
Yep.
You know? And I think that's tough. Because there's always going to be weapons that are better in these types of games. There's always going to be like, oh, that troop just doesn't have the efficiency, so if you are min-maxing, then, you know, you definitely have things that are going to feel better than others. And you're like, okay, well, what if I don't do that? You know, what if I don't do the min-max unit and I don't take that into consideration? I still think it should be able to, and it usually can. You can still play well. It's just not going to be as
easy.
I don't even know that easy is the right term. That's almost what I said, but I think that it's not even about it being easy. It's that it's going to be like playing hard mode, right?
Yeah.
You are literally playing hard mode if you choose to do things that way.
Yeah.
And then you're probably going to have less fun overall. Because if you're playing in hard mode, you're going to lose 80-20.
Yep.
you know? And so that becomes a little rougher. Okay, there you go. Gold. I love gold. That looks actually pretty good with the whole the really quick silver, the red, and the little bits of gold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with our big janky robot. I still need final highlights, but it's quitting time, so.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. I did show. I did tell somebody that I would show cleaning a brush.
Oh yeah.
So we'll do that real quick. We'll leave him in the background, and then we'll clean. So we have this Gymnastics Drunken Brush Goop. Ta-da! And this stuff will last you literally forever. Buy a 10. It will last forever. And then get a brush that you're very unhappy that you can't use because it's really stiff and unwieldy, like this one. This is a number 4. I use number 4s for everything. And if we zoom back in real quick, or here, let me just punch in real quick. So, if you punch in, you can see that dark line that comes up from the ferrule. That's paint, right? And the paint will be, you know, from the it'll be inside the ferrule because the bundle extends down into the ferrule area. And then it will extend up out of there. And this brush is super stiff. See that? Like, if I just bend it with my finger, look at it, doesn't hardly bend halfway down. Now I can pull it, and it's still, look at that, right? Because it's got all that janky soap down there. So let's get the brush wet. This is a brush that you'd be hating right now, right? So get a bunch of, however much water can go on the brush, get that on the brush. Then just kind of use that elbow right there where the ferrule is and just kind of get yourself out a little bit of soap. Not much more than that, just a little chunk. You don't want a lot. You don't want to waste it, right? And then with the water that's in the bristles, you just kind of, I hold it in the crook of my hand here where I use this little ditch in my palm, right? So that when I go to the palm reader, she's all messed up. Don't know what's going on. You clean the lines of your hand for some reason? Well, let me tell you.
Why, yes, I do.
He's like, I see lots of brush soap. And then once you get it kind of sudsing up like that, the little chunk is turned mainly into lather, right? We don't add lathering agents, so there's not going to be a bunch of suds like dish soap or anything like that. But just get it in there, hold the brush at about a 30-degree, 45-degree angle like this. Not like this, not 90 degrees, but a slight angle like this. And then just kind of push it into and rotate it around. Watch the lettering on the brush as I do this. I kind of jackhammer movement the brush, and then I rotate it around 180 degrees each time, right? So every couple of presses in there, I just kind of rotate the brush back and forth. That way I'm getting soap pushed into that ferrule area all the way around the circumference of the brush, right? There's not a single area that isn't coming in contact with the soap and my skin as I make this motion. Right. Okay, and that's one pass. They don't do it for very long. But we do that, and then take a paper towel, right? And then watch how that was clear, and look at that. Right? So that's all of the color that came out of the ferrule just then. Then we rinse our brush real quick. And because I know this has got enough paint in there, but look at it already. Look at how the dark line has retreated down towards the ferrule. See how you don't have that big batch of darkness there anymore? We've gotten a lot of that paint out. But now it's wet again. We'll do it twice. Like I said, I know there's a lot of crap in this brush. All right, grab another little bit of soap. Soap shavings, so to speak. You don't need a huge chunk, like I said. Again, get it sudsed up. And do the same thing again. It's that easy. You just do this until you're happy with the brush, honestly. This is all there is for cleaning. Or until you rub your hand raw. Don't rub your hand raw. Maybe wear a glove. And again, you don't want to bend the brush up like this and squib it around because you'll mess the bristles up. Just keep it like this. You notice the bristles don't fold over or do anything weird. I'm not going big, huge strokes. I'm just kind of right here. Half-inch worth of pushing it through the soap, rotating it around. And 2 looks like it's going to do it. Rinse that real quick. Again, come back on my hand. Get more, almost more the second time. Just give it a good rinse. Over here. Normally what I like to do now is lay it on the paper towel, fold the paper towel over the top, put some pressure right where the ferrule hits the bristles, right? So you're kind of pinching the brush right down at the bristles and then pull, right? And you'll see we get a lot of that paint in like solid form. Look at that string of paint right there. Right? So you're now starting to be able to get that out. You can take your thumbnail, kind of do this. Kind of apply a little bit of pressure right at the ferrule. And you'll see, I'll zoom in on this because you'll see what the soap has allowed it to do is create almost a suction, right? Where it's pulling all this paint up out of there. Right? See that line of color right there? It's all the paint it's pulling out of the ferrule. Look at that. Right? Take that and then do this again. Look at all that. Solid, chonky bits coming up out of there. And you can see here how now that darkness is more in line with the rest of the color of the brush. Our brush bends all the way to the ferrule with no effort at all. Right? So a brush that was unusable in 2 swipes has now got life back in it, right? Now we've got a brush that I can put back to use. I can paint with that. It'll do everything a brush is supposed to do. Feels soft. Now, if I'm done painting for the day and I've decided to clean this at the end of a session, right, what I can do is get it damp again. Instead of taking a chunk of soap out, just kind of rub the bristles across the soap. Again, rotating the brush around so you get a little bit of soap in the bristles like this. You don't really want chunks of it, right? And then just pull straight upwards, right? So I've got my forefinger and my thumb, and I'm just going like this and pulling it into that shape that I paint with, that wedge shape, right? And then twist it 90 degrees, and then pull it again, and then keep twisting it 90 degrees and pulling it to a point, right? Until you've got a good point on it again, and then you can leave it like that. It has the soap in it. It's okay to leave overnight. I can lay it down, stick it back in my cup. We'll revisit that tomorrow. But there's a number 4 that's completely usable again, just by 2 passes with the brush soap. So super simple. Not even a worry. It's bad because I don't clean as much as I should because I know our brush soap is so miraculous that I can clean when I need to. I can clean when the brush I'm using feels horrible. Then I can be like, I need to clean my brush.
That is how you clean your brush. Brought to you by
Jen
and Jason.
Stroy, you want what? The soap? You can get it more local to you, I guarantee. If it's $33 shipping to get it to you, we probably have a store more local to you. Where do you live? Probably Australia, New Zealand for $33 for a 4x6 box. I would think. It could be Europe, though, too. Our brush soap is all over the world. We got it Australia, New Zealand distribution, Europe, UK, Singapore, Hong Kong, South Africa, Mexico, South America, Stroy, Denmark. Yeah, go to PK Pro in Germany. They have our soap. PK Pro. I think .de. pk-pro.de.
That sounds right.
That sound right?
That sounds right to me.
But Straw, yeah, right in Germany you've got. And if you go to the store locator, you've got, there might be a store in Denmark. I feel like there is. So follow that FLGS. I'll put the link in there again. But go there, put your address or your country locator, or country in the store locator, and you'll get a place in Europe that you can order from that'll be a lot cheaper. Our paints, soaps, brushes are distributed worldwide. We've got hundreds of stores across the globe that sell our stuff. So if you ever are on the site and you live outside the North America or the U.S. in particular, always feel go to the FLGS or go to the store locator tab on our website, and you'll find a store that is much less. Even if you're in a part of the world where there aren't any stores, shipping from Germany or shipping from the UK or shipping from Australia from one of our dealers that are down there would probably be cheaper for you.
There might even be a local store that'll ship to you.
Yep.
All right.
Nice, Mike. Awesome.
That is it for me today.
I think we got some good progress done.
I think so too.
Got some good purple. My Dreadnought's getting close to... I mean, I still have to edge highlight 1,000,000 miles of red.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy with the fast non-metallic metal on this guy. Looks good.
I'm happy with how the purple turn. These guys.
He'll look good with the rest of the army now. He matches. Straw, you found a store, but you're kind of stupid. How do you look at that store? There should be a link on the store locator. If not, just go into Google and search that store. Some of them didn't give us web links. But just Google that store. Mike, what are you edge highlighting your red with? So this red right now is highlighted with that eclectic salmon, we jokingly call it. Same with this guy. And then pale pink will be what I do next. You'll see me do pale pink on the Dread next. I'm doing all the non-metallic metal first so that I can know very well how to dial in the highlights on the red. Because if you just go in and do the red armor before doing all of the brighter colored things, the metal, you could over-highlight your red, and then your metal can never keep up. Or when it does, it makes the whole model look like a disco ball. So you'll find a lot of times when I do this much non-metallic on a model, I typically highlight the non-metallic up to full vibrancy, and then go back and do stuff like the red armor or leather or other parts of the model. Because you can fine-tune a lot better once you have your brightest thing set the way you want it, which is, in this case, metals.
Same thing with me. Like, I'm probably going to highlight these shoulder pads a little bit more.
Yep.
Now that I have the gold in place.
Yeah, because it'll make things look dull around it, so it gives you a good guiding light to kind of work towards.
Yeah. Because, like, this looks really bright. But I have not highlighted this purple at all. The gold around it just makes it look real dark.
Yeah. Straw, yeah, you can find it. You can search it in that store. You can give them a call, email them, and if they don't carry it, they can get it for you. For sure. Yep. Phoenix Hawks? He's doing Soul Drinkers, T-Schmidt.
Soul Drinkers.
And Straw, never a bad question. I'm kind of stupid, too, so glad we could help you. Just 850 more points to paint, Baby J.
1,850 more ones.
Oh, yeah, 18.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm in that same boat. Well, probably not, because my Dreadnought's worth 170.
This isn't even the whole unit.
So that would be 1830.
Yeah.
And I have Dante, 135 points painted.
Oh, that's awesome.
So there you go. So I have 170 and 135, whatever that is like 305 points. So I have 305 points of 2,000 painted, along with a smattering of single models, which don't matter. So there you go. I guess I got to start getting serious and like paint a unit. I have to paint a unit. I didn't want to do that because when they announced 10th, I was like, well, what if I don't want Vanguard vets? Which technically I don't really. So this guy might become a sergeant, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use him anyway, just because the models are so bitchin'. But I know Death Company, I got to paint like 1
into
9 more. I'm doing a full 10 Death Company, 10 Sanguinary Guard, which I haven't figured out how we're going to make the model, and then all my Assault Marines I got to do. So still a bunch of dudes to paint. But everybody, thanks for hanging out with us and watching some paint dry. Hopefully we've given you something to inspire you and to get going on your end with some neat projects.
Heck yeah.
Remember, we stream 5 days a week here. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like today. We start at 12 noon Pacific time for our hobby lunch and go till 2 p.m., which is right now. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, like tomorrow, we start at the later time of 2 p.m. Pacific time here in the U.S. and we go till 5. So you're stuck with us for 3 freaking hours tomorrow. I know. Don't blame us. Blame your parents.
Blame your parents.
And but stick around. We're going to find somebody to raid. Make sure to follow all the links that Jen threw up in chat. The store, the FLGS, and the Discord. We'd love to see you guys at all of those places. Grab some Monument Hobbies products of your own. That's what keeps us alive and able to do these silly painting streams.
So fun, though.
What?
The painting streams.
They are, because they're silly.
They're so fun. Well, thank you guys for hanging out.
And stick around. We're going to find somebody to raid, so show love in the chat we end up in, and we will catch your lovely faces back here tomorrow. See you later.